Hey everyone, this will be a frustrating time with YouTube. We got the new YouTube Studio no longer beta, and I tried a live streaming from that because that's a default now. And I was streaming, I could see it on my live studio thing, but nobody else could see it. Thankfully, the classic version is still there, so I was able to switch back to that. But God, that's annoying. So I guess, even though YouTube is no longer in beta, how you want to pronounce it? Yeah, good. So hello down chat. Cheap vlog, how's it going? Estonia. Yeah, so fun already this morning. Well, this morning for me. I'm actually awake pretty early because of daylight savings time change. Alright. That was annoying. Bloody YouTube. You think they'd get something like that to actually work properly, eh? Incredible. Didn't appear on the channel. Didn't appear on the live page. I had the correct stream settings in there. This didn't work. Anyway, never mind. Evil Duck Workshop. Grand Rapids, eh? First time we catch a stream. Miguel, how's it going? Yeah, I haven't done a stream for a while. I've been so busy the past 5 months, I suppose. Yeah, 5 months. I haven't actually had the time to do a stream. So things have settled down, especially with the lockdown in place. I've had a bit more free time, to say the least. So I've been catching up with stuff during the week. And not working weekends anymore, so at least not at the moment. So means I'm able to do a live stream, which is good because I quite like doing live streams. I was going to do one last week, but I was getting bothered, to be honest. I was just doing some other stuff I was working on, so I thought I'll leave it. So I've been getting some videos out the past couple of weeks. I've been pumping through quite a few videos. I only did 2 videos yesterday. Let's pop this chat out because it's a bit annoying where it is. That's a bit better. Now I'm looking more at the camera. Hey Johnny Fix, how's it going? Windows 10 update killed your computer. Yeah, not surprising. Every single Windows 10 update that comes out breaks something on my wife's computer. Every single one of them. It's usually printing or Wi-Fi. Those two things. One of those will break. Every time. Hi Peter, how's it going? So yeah, it's extremely frustrating, that bloody Windows 10. It's just, I hate it. My wife uses PC, I'm a Mac. I use Mac myself. Which has its own problems, but they're nowhere near as diverse as the Windows ones. Hopefully audios and stuff are okay. I haven't used this in a while and it's all changed a little bit. So, hey Dan, how's it going? And Peter. So yeah, anyway. It's been an interesting few months, certainly. With the this amount of work I've been doing, which is why I dropped down for 2 videos a week as well. Instead of doing 3 videos a week, I was doing 2, just because I didn't have time. Even then, I was working flat out all the every waking moment I was doing something. So it's been actually quite good to have a bit of a break. Hey Dave, how's it going? Yeah. Yeah, Windows is good at breaking stuff, eh? So I've been busy with, as you would have seen from my videos, is things like this, my little project here, amongst the prototypes and stuff. I mean, there's one of the prototypes there, well, the second prototype. So busy with that. Although I haven't touched it in like a month, so I've still got some work to do on that. I may even build some more boards because I've got some new boards right here. So I may do that in the stream, maybe. these boards, I was thinking about this, I can actually do this for dual function. Now that board is meant for that control box, but I also have a keyboard interface box, which I think I showed. Pretty sure I showed it, yeah. I haven't done a video on it though, but I've showed it. This little box here, just a screen with USB interface, and you can plug a keyboard into it, and that does LoRa connections and communicating with the main server and stuff like that. So that is completely crammed full. That is like solid. I can't get anything else on it. So that is a box which I want to build into one of these other boxes, like the keyboard controller, and you know, like this thing. Put in the same box as that. Obviously without the keypad part. So I've got that to do, but I could use these same boards for that. It could be dual function. Hey Chris, there's again. Do I have any? Do I have a repair shop? No, I don't. I don't have a shop. I'm just a hobbyist, pretty much, who likes to do videos, just to share what I'm doing, basically. Self-taught. I've been doing electronics since I was 7, like most people that are into it. So, hey Tim, how's it going? Yeah, I've got my free time now, Tim, so no work for 4 weeks. It's already halfway through that. Already done 2 weeks of no work. So I've got 2 weeks left. At least. There may be war. There may be more lockdown time yet, so who knows. Moonbase, how's it going? So, yeah, we'll see how we go. This camera's just looking slightly off all the time. So I could be building that project. I've also got a piece of test gear over here. I repaired a piece of test gear a couple of days ago. I did some teaser shots on YouTube here, on the community page, and on Twitter. Just took a photo, sort of. Can you guess what this is? And no one's guessed yet, although no one's really tried. I think 12 weeks. Wow. I thought 4 weeks was bad. I mean, things though, 4 weeks, right? I can't go to work. I can't earn any money. The only money I've got coming in, well, I'm still getting paid at the moment because my work is still covering it for the time being. But after 4 weeks, who knows? But once I get past that 4 weeks, if it goes past that, the only money I'll be coming in is what I get from YouTube, and that's not much. So we'll see how that goes. Wow. And I've got no beer. I forgot to buy beer, and they've locked all the bottle shops down. So I think supermarkets might still have beer, but you can only go there if you need essential items. And I've been in the house for 2 weeks. See my danger mug. Danger mouse mug is still around. Well, that's been through the dishwasher a few times. It's looking a bit faded now. So, emails. It's probably YouTube telling me I'm live. Beer is essential. Yeah, well, I haven't got any. I don't tend to drink that much anyway. It's only really when I'm out on a weekend working at an event. I'll be social with people then. Yeah, my YouTube's telling me I'm live. Awesome. It actually worked. So that's the other time I really drink anyway. So, do you want to know what I fixed the other day? That little teaser photo I put up? No one's actually guessed. I haven't got it in this room now. I've put it in my other lab. Well, my dumping ground room, I suppose. All my other gear, which overflows from here, goes into, which I'm not if I'm not using it. Hey Ian, how's it going? Oh, Ian, your box turned up okay. I've done some video on that. Thanks for that. So I think I spoke to part of a mailbag. I've done it as part of a mailbag video, so that'll be showing up. I think it's tomorrow. I think it's the one after that. I think it's one in a week's time. It'll be showing up. I'm quite far ahead on my videos. Something RF. Yes, you're right. It does involve RF. Yeah. I don't tend to drink anyway, so it doesn't bother me about not really having any alcohol and stuff. It doesn't matter that much to me. So I've got a couple of options, things we can look at today. We could other piece of test gear I've got sitting here, which I haven't featured in a video yet, I don't think. No, I think you might see it tomorrow in the mailbag, actually. Well, I'll be a bit of a spoiler. If you get into homemade wine. Awesome. Yeah, so I don't know if I work on that. It's going to be a bit of a spoiler for tomorrow. What you see tomorrow, what arrives. We'll see. What's the live stream about? Waffle. It's been a while since I've done a stream, so I'm going to be talking and having a chat to people because I haven't done it in ages, especially being in the house for the past 2 weeks. Being in lockdown, so it's I'll be talking a lot of talking. I tend to do a bit of talking anyway. At least I do when I'm on the computer, not so much in person anyway. Mailbags tomorrow, yes. Every Monday. Although I'm running out of things to feature. I did have a whole bunch of stuff coming, and that's mostly arrived. I've only got a few things left, but mail's coming through really slowly. And I'm not getting as much stuff. I've only got, I think, 3 items sitting here right now. And what I'm doing is I'm building up an item, say, I don't know, 8 to 10 items. So then I'm doing a decent sized mailbag video rather than doing little ones. So I've got 3 items sitting here, but that's not enough to do. Hey Kim, how's it going? Hey Andrew. So yeah, so that's the story there. So mailbag videos are going to be a bit. Hey Thomas. No, I'm still using the RAM module. Still using that. It's like a little quirky thing, Dave's got his massive knife. I thought I'll do the opposite way. I have something small and different. Who else opens their packages with DIMMs? So opinions about the mailbag format. Like what I've been doing is I've been trying to edit them a bit more sharply. So instead of having big gaps of time between speech and actions, I'm cutting those bits out to try and make it a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Active, I suppose. Which, some people have said they don't like the choppiness of it. Some people think it's better and it gives it a bit more action and helps it go a bit faster. I've sharpened the RAM module a couple of times, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I thought of a RAM module. I always had the thing sitting there as a broken RAM module for fixing a laptop. It's like, it's a bit shame to chuck it in the bin. So I thought, well, let's use it. Cut things open. So yeah, got a bit of test gear there. I've also got a couple of things sitting around I could probably play with. Didn't really plan this morning out really very well. I woke up this morning and thought, yeah, it's still a live stream. Basically, is what it came down to. Way's better? Yeah, cool. Bit more detail about the items. Yeah, I do tend to sort of forget that people may not have seen them. So if I'm buying something, I may not go into detail of what it is, because I think, oh yeah, you've probably seen this a dozen times already because I've bought these before. Or I may not go into detail. I'm thinking that people probably already know what it is. I do tend to forget that people don't always know, and so I don't want to dive into everything. So I do tend to forget too that I should be going into detail when I'm probably not. You don't like the Elevate music? Have you noticed Keysight has started doing the same thing? Daniel Bogdanoff from Keysight, he follows me on Twitter, stuff like that, and we chat occasionally. So I've noticed that they used my sound from my transition, my spinny transition, the Batman sound. They used that, and then in the last video they also used my elevator music. So yeah, Daniel's been getting some inspiration from what I'm doing, which is quite interesting actually. Take stuff out of bags. I'd like to. I like to keep it real. I don't like to pretend. So what you see in the mailbag video is me as I'm doing it, obviously. All right. So I like to be surprised as surprised as you are about what's in it. What else? Audio analyzer. Quantus Asylum? What do you mean Quantus Asylum? Chris. Say Defpom secretly running Keysight. No. It's quite flattering in a way. It's the first way. You're nicking my ideas. And I think, actually, it's a bit flattering because obviously I've inspired Daniel to do some stuff. Yeah, Daniel is a nice guy. I like him. And no doubt we'll see this video. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, I've noticed an increase in my viewers the views on the channel. So, in the past couple of weeks, the actual number of views and view hours have gone up, which is great. But it's also because people are sitting at home trying to kill time and find things to do, which is bad for the internet. My internet's crawling. Another reason I started half an hour earlier than normal today is because my internet, after about sort of 11 o'clock or so, it starts to play up. It's getting really bad. In the evenings, it's basically unusable. So, oh, you won a DMM in 2020. Awesome. I won my Keysight oscilloscope I won in 18 from Keysight. I did that as for the Test to Impress video. I was one of the winners for that. Take out the see-through bags after unpackaging. So using. Oh right, okay. Oh right, that's what you mean. Right. Yeah. Sometimes I can do that, certainly, but there's other times where I don't want to get things out of the bags because I want to keep them protected. Although I could tape it up. But yeah. My lazy side tends to sort of win through most things. Yeah, hi Drew, how's it going? The channel's pretty dead. Lots of people keep making content, so it's hard to compete. Yeah, there is a lot of people making stuff right now. Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, he's been doing a daily video of him making music for a start. It's been appearing in my feed. I've watched a little bit, but not much. I've been doing other stuff, so I've been trying to catch up on my homework. So many projects, and I've done probably a dozen videos in the past 2 weeks. I'm a couple of weeks ahead in videos. I've got them all queued up already, so I've got heaps done. Yes, I agreed. I definitely agree with Tim. Chris does do a great job with his videos. He does really good ones. If you're not familiar with Chris or the Gear No Idea who's sitting there, go and take a look at his channel. Go and check it out. He does some really good stuff. I've plugged him several times in the past because he deserves it. Chris is good. Does some really good, entertaining content. His sense of humour comes through quite a lot. It's excellent. Hey, Nassim. I don't know pronounce that, sorry. Nassim. Yeah, it is hard to do videos over years. I mean, I've been doing videos now I've been doing this properly for, what, 3 years? Maybe 4? No. Yeah, nearly 4 years. I think I started doing them as a channel. I think it's about August or so in 16. So when I started doing them around then. So, and I've got a lot better. Some of my early videos look appalling, but I've got some good content. I should also give a shout out to Ian too. Is Ian here? Ian Scott Johnston, check his channel out too. He makes these PDVS2 minis, which I've got one sitting right here in my calibration box. Ian makes these things. It's in the bag. I know, Ian. It's in the bag. It's gonna do your head in. Yeah, PDVS2 mini, little DC reference. He makes those, amongst other things. So go and check him out too. Still with the putting a DC converter. 3 weeks. Wow, getting there, eh? Would it be worth fixing? That's the question now. I thought it was going to be a bit easier to get out the bloody resin, but apparently not. Oh dear. My window keeps popping around. It's a YouTube thing. It's a bit annoying. There we go. Right. So yeah, it's good to catch up with everyone. Finally, it's been ages. I actually quite missed having these live streams. It's just been crazy around here doing the amount of work, because I think I mentioned in some videos, probably more than once. I've been working weekends at events every weekend this year until a few weeks ago, and because I've been working on this project of my farm tech project, which I've done videos on, you've seen them probably. I've been hey, I recognise that name. Although, why have I got a mental block? Oh my god. Hold on a second. It's got to do something. So it's checking something. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So hey Rob, how's it going? So yeah, because I've been doing that, I've been like no weekends off. I've just been doing. I think I did. Well, basically, I didn't have a day off since in November until a few weeks ago, and then I was for all that time I was wishing that hey, I'd like to get a day off, and well, I've got a few days off now, quite a few. Hey Gary, how's it going? If those of you who don't know, Towtech is Tabagi Technologies, Rob, who loans me the Siglant gear to do reviews on. And to answer your email, Rob, I haven't got back to answering you yet. Post is erratic, and I'm not confident about sending that scope through the post back to you because it might not make it. I'm hesitant because of the value of it, you know. I'm not even sure I can take like a printed out thing because I've only got raw post here. It's not great, so I'll be nervous about trying to send it from here right now. Obviously, you want it back. But, so yeah. Anyway, waffling again. Right. Just up to you, Rob, really. If you really want me to send it back, then I'll send it, but I'm not even sure I can. I can't send it through my post. I have to go to my local post shop, which is my local store, which is open, but I don't know if they're doing post. I'd have to even ask them. I'm not even sure if they're handling it. They might not be doing it. They're only doing it because they've got Essentials and they're the closest shop. There's nothing for half an hour in any direction. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, social distancing, yeah. It's a hard thing to get used to, too, mate. Trying to keep farther away from people. Trying to mentally sort of think, I shouldn't be standing that close. All post shops are closed, yeah. Yeah. So they probably can't send it anyway. I don't know, I mean, I'm getting mail, but it's erratic. It's not every day. The guy's only coming occasionally. So, I don't know what's going on there. You're not supposed to get any mail at all, but we still seem to be. A lot of other people aren't getting mail. Anyway. Right. Should we actually like mess around with something? I mean, I'll tell you guys what I was working on. Right, you would have seen that photo up on Twitter and on the community page. That was a Marconi 2955, which I showed when it arrived and did a little bit of video on with an initial repair. What was it, about November? I think it would have been. Around then. What did you post will collect you? Okay. If I can catch my poster, I'll ask him. I'll ask him if he can handle it. I don't normally send posts through the postie. I'll take it down to the local store. That's where I normally do it. So I don't normally send mail through the posties directly. He just delivers. Hey Ray. Oh, it's Clive streaming as well. Oh, bugger. Hey, Savage Secretary, how's it going? Yeah, so tell Clive that I'm streaming. He has to stop his one, will you? Yeah, so the 2955, which I featured previously. I'm going on tangents. I tend to do it. I did a video previously. It showed it was working when I bought it. It arrived. The screen was showing gibberish. I took all the cards out, cleaned up all this wax that was all inside it, and cleaned up all the connections on the cards, reseated everything, and then it worked. Mostly, it had a fault in the self-test feature. One of the self-test was failing for modulation level. So I got stuck into that a few days ago. It took me... I worked on it for 3 days, actually. I did a bunch of video on it, so you'll be seeing that coming up probably in a couple of weeks' time. And I got it fixed. And it was what I originally thought it might be. I don't want to give a spoiler. I'm going to make you stay in suspense. But I fully recalibrated it yesterday. Did a full recal on it. Well, realignment. I mean, I'm not technically calibrating because I'm not actually... I don't have any calibrated gear as such. All my gear is all used and stuff I've fixed. Well, apart from a few things I bought from Rob, basically. And, yeah, so it's all calibrated anyway, but all my gear, the bits I've been getting agree with each other, so I'm pretty confident about the accuracy anyway. So I realigned it all yesterday, and it's all fine. I think the only thing one of the few things I trust is my rubidium standard, my frequency counters, alignment stuff. Because, it's rubidium standard. So, yeah. Anyway, so I've been working at 2955 and got that sorted out. That was quite an interesting thing, pulling it apart, and I recapped 90% of it. I didn't recap the whole thing, but I did 90% of it. I pulled the boards out for the RF section and everything. Even though I think I only found a couple of bad caps. I mean, I've got... can I show it here? You can see the caps sitting at the bottom of the screen now on the desk. Just see them? Those are what I pulled out. There's a pile, I don't know, it's probably 30 or so there, something like that. But I didn't do every one, but I think I only found about 2 caps which were a little bit suspect. There's only a couple which weren't that good. The rest seemed fine when I pulled them out. But I also wanted to do it. Waiting for that video. Yeah, it turned out to be fairly minor. The actual self-test failure, if I can say it, the actual self-test failure was actually fairly minor. It was fairly... It's kind of what I thought it would be when I first got it. I think I might have mentioned it in the first video, saying what I thought it was. And hey James, how's it going? I saw you published a video last night for me. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it sitting in my subscription list this morning. Yeah, well, it's been a while, James. Oh, bloody flies coming. Been a while. Did I try any of the modules? Which modules do you mean, Chris? This fly's going to annoy me if it keeps hanging around. I've got some fly spray somewhere. Just there, actually, you can see it in the shot. Going through the window. It's sitting there. Sitting on the window now. Hopefully it goes back out. What ones you sent? Oh, right. Yes, sorry. Miles away. Yes. No, I didn't need to use them in the end, Chris. I've got them obviously now as spares. But I didn't find anything which actually required those modules. Which is just ironic, isn't it? When you have the parts, you don't need them. And when you don't have the parts, you do. What they called? I've forgotten what the part numbers were now. Yeah, but at least I've got spares. So one day it will need them, or my Marconi 2022D, my RF generator, will need them because they both use the same part, and I'll have them. So that'll be a good thing. So I've got a box of which I keep for spares. So in that spares box, there's any parts or bits I get in for my test gear. So anything which is in there is spare parts. That's separate to all my other general parts stock. So they're in there. Watch my PCB video. Which one was that? Was that for these things? For that one? This is the new version. There's another video to go for that. You're buying something yourself. Oh yeah. Well, I've heard of them, those modules, which is on how I knew to look for them, and I knew that other people had used them successfully. I think there are some slight differences about the way they amount of gain or something like that. There is a slight difference there, but I think in most cases it didn't actually matter. I remember reading something about there being a slight difference. They're not perfect match, but they're really, really close. You know, they're certainly good enough for most situations, apparently. So, I'd say get some. Hey, Adam. Did I say that to you before? I can't remember. Anyway. Yeah, so that's that. So 2955 is set up, working. I've tested it fully, and it's all fine. I calibrated the oscilloscope function on it and all that sort of stuff, and signal generator, audio generators, the whole lot. It's all done. I think it's only been in there twiddling with the adjustments, and there's a few things which were out by a bit which shouldn't have been really. You know, you're talking about a turn or two on adjustments, and it's like it's a long way out to be drifted. So visual stuff a lot failure. Yeah, I've heard a lot about issues with them. You know, just randomly going. But everything seems to work on it. It's good. So I was going to actually use it to show you this. Hold on, let's change to use. So you can see up there in the top left, I've got the CB sitting there from 8 months ago. Well, it's a nose, wasn't it? 8 months ago I started working on him. Must be about 8 months. And I was going to hook one of those up yesterday and have a play using the 2955, and I realised, hold on, I've rejigged my bench because I was going to do all the RF gear out in my other room. And the other room's not currently set up. So I started setting up a little bit yesterday and just sort of trying to figure out where I'm going to put things. So all my power supply for my radios are out there, my cables and stuff like that. I've got a power supply you can use. I've got a Siglent SDS 1, what the hell is it called? 1608, I think it is, 1608XE, I think that's something like that. Which I've got sitting there, which is perfect for doing radio work. But I haven't got the cables here, they're out in the other room, so I couldn't plug the power in. I had the radio hooked up, the coax and everything. It's like, oh, hold on a minute, I need to power this thing. Bugger. And I couldn't bother going to get the things I was put apart again. It's all in the other room in a mess. It's the only reason it's kind of tidy is because I have to record video there. If you look around the periphery of the desk, you'll see it's a bit messy. Like all around the edge, all the way around, that centerpiece is a bit messy. AGB, how's it going? So yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we should work on something instead of me sitting here waffling the whole time. don't know if I should show you this or not, though, because it's going to spoil the surprise when he said mailbag. That's the one, SPD 1168X. That's the one. Thanks, Rob. You should know, Rob, because you sold it to me. So I'll finish the kit. What are we missing there, Jonathan? Oh, 300 volts DC in the front end. Oh. I'll be missing a bit of chat here. I'll be waffling. Phone goes bad around the oven oscillator. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had that a little bit and something else. I've found phone rotting. The ovenized oscillator seems to be okay though. I calibrated that as well. That was off. Well, aligned. Cool. So yeah, that's. I need to work on something. So, what should we work on? Let me just figure this out. I'll say I'm not prepared. What have I got in here? I've already done those. That's all done. I've only got one thing to work on here. We've already worked on that. Yeah, I don't want to do CVs. Not right now. I say I've got my gears set up in here for that. I'm going to actually, when it comes to doing the radio stuff, I'm going to get that other room set up and do the RF in there. And I'll take my camera out and do work in there with it. So it's just, yeah, I'm going to spoil a surprise. I'm going to have to spoil a surprise. I'm going to have to show you what I've got sitting here. I think I got the rubidium standard at just the right time. I think the price was coming down for a while, and then I got mine and the prices went up again. From what I saw, the prices doubled. I don't know what the story was there. I think there must have been like a surplus on them on the market, and so the price was cheaper than there's less of them around. I don't know, but I think they're from my old cell phone towers. I think that's what they came from originally. You want spoilers? Yeah. Okay. I have to think about how to do this, because I've also got to record video and repairing it too. I need to get my mind in the right spot to think about what I need to say in the video, plus the live stream, plus fixing it. It gets confusing. How can I do one thing at once? Anything other than that, it's a bit dodgy. Let me just okay, I'll spoil it, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go and change views. Turn anyone. Well, this is actually quite a special item in a way. I've been waiting for this. Well, I've been trying to get hold of one of these things for a while. So, probably about 2 years. I've had one of these things on my watch list on eBay, trying to find one at the right price, in the right condition. So, yeah, it took a while. It took 2 years of waiting, but eventually one came up at the right price, and I grabbed it, and I was lucky. It doesn't seem to be too seriously damaged. Or should I say, the fault doesn't seem too serious. That's probably more accurate way of putting it. DC buck converter. Keep your suspense for half an hour, then show you a pencil. Right. Okay. Let's get this thing sorted out. Is this going to switch? Yes, it is. Auto switching's working. Excellent. So remember that circuit I made a while ago? For auto switching? I plugged it in and it still works. Bonus. Which view is it giving? Wide view. That's right. Okay. So you go. There it is. You happy? You can see what it is now. You know what it is? Let's get these capacitors out of the way for a start. We've got to go in the bin. Still going to get this bloody bit of wax out of that 2955. There's still wax coming out of it. It's bloody everywhere. Anyway, right. You know, I'll give you this view then. Any ideas now? Not even. There you go. Anyone? Come on, someone snipes it from that. 893? No. Not an 893. It's a thing. Yes, it is a thing. Fluke. Well done. Yes, it's a fluke. It is indeed a fluke. Can you guess which model though? Come on, this is the real test. You can just see the plugs on the back there, 4mm jacks on the back panel. .3D printers. I've got the Ender 3. I'd suggest getting a 3 Pro or maybe the CR10 something or other. I recommend getting one with dual rails instead of the centre rail for the bed. 660B. No, I've had a 660B. One of my very first repair videos was 660B actually. That was 3 years ago, something like that. Very first videos I did a series on a 660B or 6060B. No idea. How appropriate, Chris. 506A? No. But the 6060B I did repair on. I think I did about 3 or 4 videos on it, I think it was. Fluke calibrator. Oh, yes. Getting very close there, Chris. You're right, it is a calibrator. Can you guess which one? Multifunction? No. Does single calibration type. Ah, come on. I just want to see if you guys can guess it before I actually start working on this thing. Even might turn some lights on it. Yeah. I mentioned one in the past. Current calibrator? Nope. Might be a process of elimination, actually, the way you guys are going. Yeah, I don't know. Can you get it? Anyway, this has a fault. And I've already done some work on it. Just trying to determine what the fault actually is. And I think I know what's wrong. It's not a 3438. I already have a 3438. That's in my drawer. I did a video on that repair a couple of years ago. Not a 5080. Not that. Yeah, 3438 is a DC calibrator. And I did a video on that a while ago because I 5520 no, or the 5088 no, the yeah, the 3438 I've already got one of those and it's already fixed. So come on, yes, I just want to see if you guys can get this. This is really entertaining. I mean, how many bits of Tesco are there in the world? Hold on, I'll show you something. Where is it? And it's auto switched. I think I need to adjust my aim. Hold on, let's just speed that around like that. Okay. And switches back. See over here? I've got these drawers up here, up beside here, and that's where I keep a lot of my gear. Here is my 3438. Right here. So it's not there. And I don't need two. 50-200A. No, 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 no. It's way lighter than that. My 50-200A is under the bench here. I'm not getting that out. That weighs a ton. I've already done videos on that too. Oh, mind you, I've got to finish it. I had one little fault I still had done. 341A, no, it's very similar. 341A and 343A are very similar. There's not much difference. I think the 341A had one less decimal place. 5730A, no. 5790A, no. Oh, you have a winner. We have a winner. And Ian beat you to it, GB. We have a winner. It is indeed a 545A. Well, 50A. I keep getting those numbers wrong. Indeed, it is. So, yes, this lag between what you see and what I see is a bit. Well, obviously I see the chat instantly, but you guys get about a 30-second delay. So, yes, it is a 5450A, which is a resistance calibrator, if you don't know. Now, what these do is they have a bunch of fixed resistor values inside them, and all the screen does, it tells you what the calibrated resistance is. So, it's you choose a resistor and tell what the actual value is. So that has a fault. It's working, but it's not right. And I think it's just relays. Now, the reason that's quite a special piece of gear for me is not only because I've been waiting for one for so long, because of the price is just ridiculous, like $2,000. You know, sometimes it's not even more. They've been on eBay. I got this one. Was it 800? I think it was. I can't remember now. String crash. Oh. Is this going again? Oh, we're back. Hopefully. Bloody hell. Okay, right. Okay, I think we're good. Right. It's not moving as fast as talking. Yeah, that's not unusual. I talk too fast. Says the 50p's. So my internet's not great. I do have a backup internet solution. If I need to switch to that, I will. We'll see how we go. So what was I saying? All right. This is a special piece of test here because I purchased this with money from my sponsorship with PCBWay. They sponsor some of my videos, and obviously the PCBs and stuff I've had made. They've done those for free for me. So the money, they gave me money for those video features. So I used the money from that. I've used the money from my Banggood advertising, like the mailbag stuff for people to buy stuff from Banggood. The commission I get from that, and also the Patreon money. I combined all of those sources, and that gave me enough money to buy that piece of test gear. I had just enough money. So that's brilliant. It worked out really nice. So my streams dropped a bunch of people off, but yeah, anyway, hopefully they come back. Yeah, so that's why it's special, because, you know, is the contributions I've had from running the channel is what managed to buy that piece of gear, and that's the first time that's happened. You know, actually having enough money coming in to buy something, which is what my intention of the channel was to actually, you know, have the money go back into itself and buy things to work on. So that was really good. I was really pleased about that. So hopefully everything's working still okay. Chat's gone a bit quiet. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, so that's the plan. I mean, all my plan's always been to run a channel, generate money on the channel, various sources of income, and then use that money to buy things to work on for the channel. So it's self-sufficient. That's what my plan's always been. But in order to get enough income from the channel to do that, it's taken nearly 4 years before I could, finally get something to work. Obviously, I could buy cheaper stuff and bits and pieces. I could do that, but I want to do test gear, and that's expensive. Keep hanging on your end, does it, Chris? It's okay for me. I don't know. Is it stuttering at all, or is it just being... Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, I can change the internet. I mean, YouTube reckons the stream health is fine. So, I can't explain it. Hey, David. How's it going? Oh, no, now it's saying it's bad. Okay. Let me change internet connection. Hold on a second. Let me try this. This could get worse. Okay, I'll try it. I've now swapped onto a different connection. Yeah, I can see my stream health getting a bit down. So it finally went red, saying it's bad. It's the first time I've seen it do it. But yeah, so my internet's bad because everyone's home, and it's all wireless internet here. Everyone here has wireless internet off the same provider I'm on. So the network is overloaded and they can't cope. Right, so now I'm on my backup internet solution, which is 4G wireless broadband instead. So we'll see how this goes. The only problem is with this one, I don't have much bandwidth available to me. I only get like 100 gig a month or something on this one, so I don't want to chew through it unless I have to. But it should be more reliable. Fingers crossed. Right, that's that hassle gone. Right, hopefully. I could always drop my stream rate down as well. It's line of sight, it's not satellite. So the tower's, I don't know, 10k away, something like that. Maybe a bit further. 15k. Yeah, there's a lot of people on here, which you tend to see all the time. You see on various channels commenting and things like that. It is a bit of a small community, even though you think, well, things like Great Scott's got, what's it, 1.3 million people watch him or something. And you got Dave, what's he, like 700,000 or something now. So you think small community, but then there's a lot of people out there watching it. Electronic Nutters, I don't know, my Electronic Nutter? Could be, I suppose. Yeah. So I'm just checking at my channel stuff. It's being a bit weird. Why is it not scrolling? Here we go. Yeah, that cutout killed the stream and knocked some people off, which is a shame. It's lost about half the people. Well, anyway, never mind. Don't forget, there's a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up too when you're sitting there watching. So, this thing here. Back to waffling again. So, what I believe is wrong with this is bad relays. Because what I'm doing is when I'm doing testing on it, I'll plug in a multimeter, measure resistances, and I'm seeing independent settings giving problems. So some will be absolutely fine, some are nothing at all. Actually, one range doesn't work at all, and then things like even the short circuit, where it just does a short across terminals, that is playing up. So I believe it's got bad relays. So I think I need to pull a relay apart and actually give it a clean to see if that does anything. see if I can resolve a problem. So I'll power this thing up and have a look at it. Right, see, yeah, really ampy. Let's plug this in, just for the sake of ease of viewing. Can you see that there? Maybe you can. Probably. Yeah, should be able to. Powering. Yeah, I kind of need to pop this up and something, don't I? Just a little slightly. Right. So. Wipe the dust off. Go to zoom view. That's going to work a bit better. Here we go. Open it up. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Be close, he doesn't check because he just can't keep up. Yeah, his chat did go flying past. I had to drop in there the other day and try to ask him a question, but he didn't see it at all. Yeah. Okay. So it's down an open. So if I come over here and do a short, see, we're getting 11 ohms. If I stick these together, well, I should do that too. Make sure that's on. Yep. It's 2-wire conversation. So stick the probes together, or the connections together, getting 0.2 ohms. So that's the lead resistance, and that's 10 ohms with a short. If I switch to a different range and switch back, now it's 8 ohms. Over here, switch back. 7 ohms. Right? So it's changing all the time. Whether it's just a case of it needing a bit of a workout, because you see each time I switch it gets slightly better. And that's the same thing I saw the other day when I was playing around with it. See, some ranges are just a bit dodgy, then they alright. And that's getting down a bit further. So if I just keep switching these relays, it does get better and better. Now there's one range, so it's now 6.8. So there's one range which is the, which one was it? 1.9 I think it was. Or was it 19? 1.9 ohms. 1.9 ohms isn't working. And I think 19. Yeah. See, that's not working right. And 19 is completely gone. There's no 19 at all. So yeah, it's you can see it's supposed to be 10 ohms on that one, and that's supposed to be 19 ohms, and that's completely open. But there are some which are looking really close. There's a couple there which are actually exactly right. So I'd actually go through and work it all out. But each time I was doing relay switching, it was getting better and better. So I think there must be some tarnishing on the relay contacts or something like that, and they need to be pulled apart and have a look at. So that's where I'm at with that. Now I should be recording video on this too. I should be. I should probably set that up. I shall set this up. Let me just check the chat again first. It's open. Yeah, I mean, videos, I mean, I do them for myself to a point. I mean, oh, okay. You saw me on close and said hello. I didn't see it. Yeah, but say it just goes past so fast. The yeah, a lot of videos I started doing were for myself, really. I mean, I did it to sort of show what I was doing and to help document things. Sometimes you need to, if you pull something apart, it's easy to put it back together if you can look at the video of you pulling it apart, which is also very helpful. Part of it as well is to try and help people. So when I was doing, I can't think of what it was exactly now, but I was doing a lot of CB work and stuff like that, and I was thinking people would like to know how to do this, and it'd be helpful. And so I sort of went into that side of it as well, and like the test gears and fixing things. I just want to show what I found, how to fix it, so somebody else can fix it as well. Hopefully they can find the same problem, because I'd see, certainly on CB radio stuff, you see the same fault over and over and over again, and it became very much a case of, you know what, it's wrong. When you get the radio, you go, oh, I've got that problem, bang, fix it. Right? So there was a lot of that going on. So I thought I'll do the same thing with test gear, because there's a good chance of what you're seeing, one piece of test gear failing, there's probably another 100 pieces of test gear out there with exactly the same fault. And I thought, well, other people might want to know how to fix that. So that's part of the reason I started doing the recording of the videos and working on the test gear. Test gear as well interests me, because I like to try and build up my ability to fix things by adding more test gear. You know, making things more accurate and just getting better and better over time. That's what I'm trying to do. So, yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, they feed the researchers with an oscillator to exercise them, clean the contacts. Oh, okay. Yeah, problem solving is always interesting, you know, because it gives you other techniques. So I certainly learnt from other people as well, looking at other people's YouTube channels and seeing how they solve problems. You know, it just opens up other alternatives. So sometimes the way you normally do it may not be the best way. It may work. It may work 90% of the time, but it might be a slightly better way. And I'm not saying that what I do is right. This is just the way I work. So I'm sure I make plenty of mistakes, but hopefully it's entertaining in the process. And yeah, anyway, so we'll get this thing opened up. I'm going to go and record some video on this. I did record some originally, which is in the mailbag actually. Don't think I put it to one side. Let me just check. Hold on. Where are we? What have I got over here? Checking my videos. Okay, I've got some video already queued up for this, which might show me diagnosing it. I don't actually remember what I did in the end, as far as I'm the reason you started into electronics to your CV stuff 20 years ago. Okay. What is that? My radio mod site and that sort of stuff. You got into it. Cool. It's interesting. You know, most people have a natural passion for it anyway. They'll be curious about it, or as you guys have probably all know anyway. You know, you've always had a fascination and wanting to learn more, and I think that's part of it too. Right, so I'm going to record some video on this. Even though I've already got some footage recorded, I'm going to do a bit more, and we'll go on to that. I've also got to sort of get my headspace right. What I switch? Here we go. What I switching is working. Just have to be a bit further into the shot. Okay. Trying to get this set up in the right place is a bit tricky. Right. Let's do that. Okay. Video recording ready. Let's just get this set up. Trying to get in focus is always the fun part. Unfortunately, a lot of these handles are broken. There's bits broken off the sides of them. I think they're just about all broken, actually. Anyway, it's a bit of a shame. Can't help it most of the time. Get what you get. Right. I'm going to try and fix this thing. It works, mostly, but it's got some issues, so we're going to go through that and try and fix those problems up. Let's see how we go with that. So this is quite a special item. I got this with money I purchased. Well, oh god, that might be a bit of outtake at the end of it, if you're lucky. This is a bit of a special item. I got this with money which was generated by the channel. So the combined money from my Patreons, my Banggood affiliate link, so all the money I get from my commission from Banggood, and also from PCB Way. They were quite generous to give me some decent amount of money for the PCB promotions I've been doing for them recently, when I'm getting boards made and featuring them. And they paid me quite well for that, actually. Thank you very much, PCB Way. And the combined money between the Patreons, the Banggood and PCB Way earnings, all of that money combined bought me this thing. So that is great, because my goal for the channel has always been to get money from the channel to buy things for the channel. I've always put the money straight back into it anyway. It's always gone straight back in. But to actually finally get a combined combined earning, which allows me to buy a decent piece of desk gear, that's brilliant. You know, this is what I've always been trying to achieve from the channel, is to buy things like this, so I can then do decent test gear reviews and repairs and stuff like that. That's always been my goal. So, very happy about that. Anyway, I'm waffling enough. Let's get stuck into this thing. Yeah, a bit of behind the scenes stuff too, isn't it? Is that a Cobra C on top of the Grant? Yes, it is. Okay, Tim, catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. A lot of bad and misleading information out there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert, right? I'm just a guy sitting in my home lab, as it were, making videos on things I'm working on. You know, that's what it is. I'll get some merch too. I've got this merch. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not an expert. I just try and portray what I'm doing. You know, what I think is right at the time. I'm not always right. I try to be right. If I'm wrong, I try and correct myself. Anyway. So here we go. I've got the meter hooked up. You can just about see it there. And we'll power this out. So here we go. That's powered. You can just see here it says open, which means open circuit. If I plug the probe leads together, well, the leads together, you can see the resistance there. It's about 0.2 ohms lead resistance. .1 ohms there. It's settling a little bit interesting. Check that back in there. That should be on. 2-wire resistance. It's got a 2-wire compensation button over here. It should be turned on for that. I'm only using 2 wires after all. So if I go through the buttons, so that should be a short circuit, and that's showing 2 ohms, which is not correct. It should be this value here. And if I go through each one of these, oh, this one, that's 10 ohms, and that's doing 12. What I've been finding from playing around with this is that the values change. That's 1 ohm. Some are right, some are wrong. Some are fine. Oh, which right button helps. 1 ohm, so 1k, get it right. 10k, so you can see on display what the value is supposed to be. Right, so this is the calibrated value, so it's been measured on a decent calibration source. Reference, so it's actually accurate resistance here. So what you see here should be what you get on your meter. And these are the values of the actual built-in resistors inside here. So I'm kind of skipping stuff, so I'm just trying to... So there's 1.9, is it? Sorry? Yeah, well, it should be 1.9 ohms, but it's saying 2 there. Anyway. Yeah, 19 is completely open circuit. So what you see on the screen should be what you get, and it's got these issues like this one's could be completely open. But the weird thing is that in the short circuit mode, I should be getting a short, and I'm not. And that has been getting better and better. The more I use the relays, the more I'm switching, the better resistance values are getting. So I'm pretty sure the problem is purely bad relays. Contact's a bit tarnished or something like that. So that's what we're going to look into. Trying to get a train of thought together is quite nice, isn't it? can I null out the meter? I think it does have a nulling on there. I don't tend to use that sort of feature though. I know on a bench meter I tend to use it. I should have a look actually. As far as PCB manufacturers go, I've used myself for doing promotion stuff. I've used PCBWay, which is my current one. I've used JLC PCB, but everyone's using them. Even man and his dog using JLC PCB. I don't want to be that crowd. I'm never the popular one, so I'm not going to use the in-crowd one. I also use PCB GoGo, and all three of those companies have been fine. I've had no issues with any of the boards; they've all been absolutely fine. So any of them would be alright. But say PCBWay is who I currently use, and they've been pretty generous as far as the money side of it. They actually pay me quite nicely for the videos I feature. Don't even have to ask for money; they just give it to me. It's great. All right. So let's get set up for this. So we get this thing opened up, have a little look inside, and go from there. I already know what's in here, I've already had a little look. But I believe it's relays. And the only thing I'm not sure about, and this is the best way of cleaning these relays. Now, I've got various substances I can use. And I could use IPA, I could use some switch cleaner. I've also got switch cleaner lube, but these are precision contacts, so I'm a bit hesitant to put anything in there which might lubricate them because it might affect the readings. So I'm sort of not sure about that part because this is a calibrator after all. So that's that side done, and there's the inside. Check this up. So there's a control circuitry here, and inside here is all the analog stuff. And it's even got a chart in here which tells you which relay is being used for which particular state. So you can actually see which one is which. And it's got an interesting setup in there. It's got a whole bunch of empty sockets down the bottom on the bottom board. And then it's got this module on the top here. So it's like it's a later add-on. They've changed it or something like that. And rather than remaking the whole board, they've just made a smaller one which goes on top. And they've substituted that one. It's got a couple of weird things like that. There's also an empty socket over here, and I don't know. There's also a button over here, but I'm not going to push that because who knows what it does. But I've already checked voltages on it, that sort of stuff. I've already been there, done that, and that all looks absolutely fine. I've already changed this over to 240 volt because it was 110 volt when I got it, 120 volts something like that. And so that's switched over doing 240 volt now. So let's get in here. Any recommendations on cleaning these relays? Use PCBWay. Oh yeah. Yeah, you go to PCBWay. I can give you the email address if you want, Chris. You can contact them, and they'll be interested. They're always really keen. Footprints of KiCad. Yeah, I tried using KiCad and I just couldn't get my head around it. I just couldn't get the bloody thing to work the way I wanted. I could do one half it, then it's like the way it didn't link together. It's like, I think I did the circuit diagram side. I went to go and do the board layouts, thinking, how the hell do I do this? And I just couldn't get the thing to behave. So I was stuck with Eagle and 100mm ball restriction, which is a bit of a pain. I've got an old version, so it's not up to date. So it just keeps on working. That cap is huge. It is a massive cap. What kind of relays are they? Well, it's got multi-contacts as well, so they're using multi-pole relays, and they are switching across two contacts and things like that. Goes to taking the 2 front screws out. Just lift this off. This sort of slides back and lifts off. It's got these fingers that go in the back there. And that's what the inside looks like. Whole bunch of precision resistors and some really nice quality relays. Obviously it's all top quality stuff. No scrimping and this sort of thing. Solder gear was made to a high standard. Now this area here, because it's all precision, I have to make sure I don't go around touching things, because any oils off my skins could affect resistance readings, that sort of stuff. So I have to be really careful not to touch the board. Touching anything in there could affect the readings and mess up the calibration for that particular resistor. So I've got to be really mindful of that, because I'm already in here, sticking my fingers in everywhere, and I've got to try and be careful not to do that. So there's a few things we need to look at here. We've got to look at the relay contacts themselves. If we can get the relays apart, it looks like we can. Getting the relays out, they'll plug in, the looks of it. And that 19 ohm resistance, which is completely dead, which I think will be a bad relay. Pretty sure. It could be a control problem, but because they have multiple resistors in parallel, so each zone, or each setting point, has got at least 2 resistors. Not just one resistor, there's 2 in parallel. Sometimes there's 4 in parallel. This is the way they get that position. They actually have, so there's one with a positive coefficient, one with a negative coefficient. So any thermal heating results in a fairly stable reading to try and keep it consistent. Which is, I thought was pretty clever. It's a nice way of doing it. So you've got one that increases resistance, one that reduces resistance, therefore the average stays about the same, within reason. So that's one of the little tricks they use, which is why there's always at least 2. So I know that from poking around before when I was looking at this thing, relays over here, which is short relays, there's a few relays to make up the short, in that area at least. This one here I think was the one I was looking at, that one there. So get the chart back out. So it lists all the relays used for each stage. So short is using K5, K6 and K7, K16, K17, K30 and K31. Now when I was poking around here before, when I had the short circuit set and I touched these relays at the front here, the value suddenly changed. It was really bad resistance. It was something like 1 or 2K originally on the short. It's been getting better and better as I've been using it. And I think I poked this relay here and gave it a tap or something like that, and the resistance value suddenly dropped. It may have just been wiggling it, it may have been something like that. I think I wiggled it actually. So I'm pretty sure that getting these things out, it might be the sockets themselves, might not be the relay, it might be the interface between the relay and the socket. It might just be a case of taking them out and reseating them and then we'll fix it. It mightn't be that. We'll find out. Chit chat again. Just catching up with all this stuff. Oh, there's a lot of chat there I've missed. Well. I've been using Eagle for years. That's pretty much what I've been using since I started doing PCBs on a computer. Before that I was doing it in a graphics program and drawing it out in graphics like in Photoshop, and then printing it onto transparency film and using a positive photoresist, doing it myself at home. And then I've been doing it on Eagle to get the boards made professionally. I'm using an old version of Eagle, which is 7.6 or something like that, I think it is. Wow, lots of chat about circuit diagram stuff, circuit design stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking it's more likely to be the sockets than the relays themselves, so I'm hoping that I can take the relays out, clean the pins up a little bit maybe, and put them back in again and see how it goes. So I'm hoping it's the sockets, but it could be the relays. The fact that operating the relays over and over again means that it changes it. Because the values change each time I operate a relay, it does make me think about the contacts and then you claim. Yeah. So let's have a look at this thing now. My belief is that it could be sockets, it could be the relay contacts, it could be a bit of both. It's entirely possible it's both actually, because when I'm operating the range changes here, the value gets better and better and better each time I operate that relay. So it could just be vibration making it get a better contact in the socket, or it could be the relay contacts wiping themselves very slightly, just because they do wipe very slightly, and that wiping motion will clean them as they operate. So it could be that which is making the readings get better, or it could be vibration making the socket connection get better. Now I need to figure out how to get this thing apart. Now they've got these little spring contacts over the top, which I think will just pop off sideways. It looks like it. There you go. And hopefully I can just pull that out. And I can. That was not a very tight fit. That is actually pretty loose. Let's have a close look at this. So there's a nice relay there. What have we got? American Zettler, 4.5 volt DC, model number 514240, or is it AZ420-12-203? But it's got gold plated contacts on the bottom there. And they actually have the means to be bolted in, and yet they're not. At least that one wasn't, because it's got a threaded post on the bottom there, which had nothing on the bottom of it. Now, does that mean they should be bolted in? No, because I look through the hole in the socket down there. Do it again. I look through the hole in the socket down there, and I can see the circuit board. So there's no holes in the circuit board to bolt these things in, which I'm actually surprised about. I thought they'd bolt them, but I guess they got these straps over the top, so they figured that's okay. But yeah, gold-plated contacts in both the socket and on the relay. So I might just plug that one back in again. Maybe a couple of times if I can get it lined up. Be careful not to bend pins and stuff like that. Alright, it's in there. Let's give it a wobble around just to give it a bit of a scrape on the terminals. Then we'll lock that back down. And I'll do this for a few of these relays. Come on, get that bar back over again. There we go. Might come towards me this time, might be easier. I'll just do the same now. I'm not going to take this one right out. Actually, I should do, actually, because I think this is the same as all the other ones. It's got a few different relays in here. It's got different pole numbers. I think it does have some like 4-pole and 6-pole relays. I think most of them are 4-pole. This one's a 4-pole. What's this one? Same brand. It says 67 ohm as well, interestingly. 42931 and AZ421-14-201. Again, same design. This one's a 6-pole, actually. That's a 6-pole relay. The looks of it. Where is it? No, it's not. Can't tell. Anyway, it is all documented in the manual. Let's put that back in here. Try and make sure it lines up. Yeah. Right. It's back in. Let's give it a wiggle, just to clean the contacts up a little bit. So the first relay I did was, where are we? That's on SK6. The second one I've just done is K5. Get this little strap back on here. The strap seems a bit loose, haven't it? It's moved. Might need the tweezers. I think I might need the tweezers. Yeah, so it kind of pops down the sides. Here we go. Okay, that's how these go. So it's got like a little hook over the sides. I'll show you this. So that's how the relay strap. Maybe I can just push it over the side so I've been trying to bend it over. Maybe that'll work better. Might be possible. Yes, it does work better. Okay. So that's 2 relays done. Now let's just power this up and see if anything's changed. So on K5 and K6. And K7 is the next one. Actually, let's do K7 as well, actually. Then we'll power it up. K7 is where? Let's get a torch in here. That's K31. Where's K7? K1. Oh, K7's over here. Here we go. Right. I'll check chat. Yeah, it's a bit different. We try and use, try and use commercial software. If you're trying to use it for commercial use, I mean, I'm just doing it as a, as me, not using it for commercial purposes. So it's a bit different. So you have to have decent software for that. CPU. Your votes for an 8051, 8086. Okay. Well, over here we have an MC68488P. Over here we have a Mostec NK3880N. And that's what's on that board. Up here is memory. I don't know what that is. It's an X204AD. I don't know what that is. It's probably a ROM. But yeah, I see an 8051. Sorry, guys. I think it's a 68 series, MC68488P. I think that's what it is. And this is the Mostec thing over here. Well, he says, actually, no, hold on, I've got this wrong. Hold on, I think we do have a winner in here. It's a Z80. It says Z80 CPU on the top of it. Andrew got it right. Yes. Andrew got it right. Z80. Right there. Okay. Adjust my camera angle a little bit here. So K7 is over here, right there. So I'm going to try a different technique getting the straps off because it looks like there's actually another way rather than trying to leave them off the side. I think I can get my tweezers down here. Maybe not these tweezers. Different tweezers. Because it sort of hooks on the bottom there. So I think I can probably actually hook it off. Yeah, let's unhook there. There you go. Unhook that side. It might be an easy way of doing that. So that's K7. We'll pull this one out as well. Have a close look at it. And try and get it in focus. That says 30 ohms on the side of it. Interesting. AZ431-17-205. Interesting. Look at that. This is a 6-pole. That 9-pole. Oh, I can't. It's got lots of pins on the bottom of it. Anyway, lots of pins. And one of those actually looks dirty in the socket there. Hold on a second. Let's get a close look at this. That's interesting. It almost looks burnt. Let me get you a closer shot. So there you go, there's the socket which it came out of, and you can see there's that dark mark there on that pin in the middle. That's a bit curious. It's almost like it's burnt. It could be burnt. Maybe that's part of the problem. I'll have to give that a clean, I think. I can't really show you guys on the camera either, I think. You learn code on Z80. I've never written code for Z80, I think. Unless, well, maybe ZX81, the old ZX81 computer, I did work on that. I'm guessing that could have been a Z80 computer in there, Z80 processor. Yeah, I could measure the contact resistance of the relays themselves, I could do that. But the fact that I just found this, what looks like a burnt connection on here, that makes me think it's probably related to that. Because if it's a common, that looks like it's burnt. It just looks weird. It's just dark compared to the others. And it's all gold plated and you've got this dark mark in there, it's just weird. And this is badly plated. I'm just going to get a little bit of IPA, and because I don't want it going onto the board either, a bit of this, and I'll use this on the tweezers, and I'll just try and give it a bit of a rub inside those contacts with this. Yeah, I'll do this. Actually, I'll tip it back up again. Actually. I hope it doesn't slide down the bench. I'm trying to get the camera shot as well at the same time. So I've got a bit of my nibble cleaning stuff here, which is like a lint-free cloth, which I use for cleaning up by flux, things like that when I'm working on boards. What I'm going to do is put this on my tweezers, get a little bit of IPA. I don't want it getting onto the main board. And I'm going to shove that in that socket and try and give it a clean up. At least that's the plan. We'll see if we can do it. Might be a bit big. I'm just concerned that that could be burnt. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Not from what I can see, it doesn't look any different. Definitely doesn't look right. I don't know, it just looks wrong. Maybe it's nothing, but it just doesn't look right. Doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So it's not like a carbon builder. Any ideas? Am I chasing something which isn't actually a problem? Yeah, the relays like they've all come apart. So but I'm going with the assumption that it's connectors on the sockets first, and I'll go from there. Well, looking at the relay itself, there's no signs of burn mark on the pins. So maybe it's just a discoloured contact. I mean, I don't know, it's just a bit weird. So which pin is that? That's pin number 21 of this relay. So what I should actually do is look up the service manual and see what pin 21 is actually doing. It may not even matter, because it doesn't use all the contacts in some cases. Strap back on again. Right. So that's those three relays cleaned. Well, the contacts cleaned up a little bit by moving around. We'll see if that's changed anything. Let me get so you guys can see it too. Is it going to work? Right, let's power this up. Turn the 2-wire compensation on. Stick it onto a short. 3 ohms. So, still not fixed. So that probably is relay contacts then. Most likely. Got 1 ohm. That's looking about right. Let's do 1.9. That's wrong. So, which relay does that use? 1.9 ohms. Let's have a look. 1.9 ohms is using K3, 4, and 6 at this end, which are over here. See that value changing by me wiggling this thing around? Wiggle that one around. Wiggle this one around. No. So this relay here is changing the value quite a bit by wiggling it around. So let's pop that one out. And then look at it again. Turn the power off. We'll do this one. See if this one comes right by moving it around. And that is K4. No discolored contacts. So it's all gold plated. This is a 30 ohm as well relay. The AZ431-17-205. So we'll pop that back in again. And obviously I haven't used any contact cleaner, that might be necessary too. But let's sort of try this first without putting any residues on there. Because obviously any residues could cause problems with the actual accuracy. I might put that strap back on yet, thinking about it. Try that first. Okay. 1 ohm, 1.9 ohms. Still very bad. Let's move this around. As you can see, it's jumping everywhere, which case kind of makes you think that it is bad contacts. So it settles and I don't touch it. Touch one next to it, nothing. This one over here, nothing. Just in case it's flexing of the board. That one's changing slightly. This one here is definitely bad. Now, could it be that as I'm wiggling this thing around, it may be that the actual contact inside the relay could be getting wiggled slightly as well. It could be that the actual contact where it passes through the base of the relay is getting a little bit of flex on it, and that might be moving the contacts inside. It's also possible. I mean, it's all gold plated contacts everywhere, so it should be fine. But gold plate does still tarnish. You don't, you think, oh, gold doesn't tarnish, just what it's used. Well, to a point, yes. But the amount of times I've fixed test gear just by polishing up the gold is surprising. There you go, getting there now, 60 odd ohms. We'll keep wiggling it around. 300 ohms. .77 ohms, here we go, getting closer. So it could be contacts in the socket, it could be that there's enough flex to make these relay contacts themselves actually shift. Still down 100 ohms. Flex it one way or the other way. Doesn't seem to matter which direction. Coming this way seems to help slightly actually. But yeah. You've got some issues. So I'm tempted to pull this one apart and clean those contacts in a relay. Give this one a go. Alright, so look. I'm going to get some wine. Fiberglass pencil on those pens, yeah. Yeah. That's what I usually use when I'm cleaning up the gold, is I'll just give it a bit of a brush up with a bit of fiberglass. Yeah, we'll be doing a fix-it video on this. I'm recording footage at the same time as I'm doing the live stream. So it'll be a video on its own as well. Can't wait to dig in, yeah, certainly true. I almost did a video the same day actually. Swapping a relay, well, yes, that's possible. So I'll find the one that's got the same, which isn't being used right now, so it's using different contacts. Which ones aren't being used, and we'll look at that. So on the 1.9, using that one, so I could swap it with K5, possibly. Actually I need the same type of relay, so let's look at K. It also lists the relay types in here. So on that list there, this tells you the type of relay, so you can make sure you can actually match them up. So the one I'm looking at is K7. Is that right? No, what? K7, yes, K7 I'm looking at. So, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. This says K7 isn't on for 1.9 ohms. Why was I looking at that one? K6. Well, K7 is definitely fitting it. It could be the switching over to bypass the relay. So okay, so I'll swap it with another one. What's down here? K15. Do the opposite end. That's different relay. K9 next to it is different. Oh no, K7 is the same as those. No, that's alright. I can swap K7. I'll swap K7 and K15. They're the same relay. I'll swap those over. We'll see if that changes anything. So I'm going to try swapping some relays over to see if it changes anything here. Although in theory, on the 1.9 ohm range, K7's not actually switched in, but it might be bypassing. Is that the one I was messing with? No, it was over here, wasn't I? What am I doing? I'm getting confused now. This one here is what I'm looking at. K4. Put that back in. K4. Let's look at this again. So K4, it's the same type anyway. Okay, so K4, I thought K4, K15. And we'll see if that changes that issue we've got in there. Try and pop this wire outside. Because all these need to be reseated anyway, so I might as well take up when I haven't already done it. So that's K15. That's K4. And check the specs, make sure they're the same. Yep, that's all the same. So I'll swap those around. Just mustn't forget I've done this in case I've got a fault which moves. I've got to try and get things lined up in the pins. This has got a whole bunch of dirty contacts on it. This K15 has got a whole bunch of brown pins on it. Actually, let's look at the relay. That looks fine. I'll get things lined up. That's that one in. This has got the same problem the other one has. It's got a whole bunch of dark coloured pins on it. It's got, which pins are dark coloured? Pin 5, pin 8, pin 6, pin 21 again, 19 and 22. They're all a little bit dark on this relay over here. So that's K15. Just trying to get this lined up. And back in. Doesn't want to line up and go in either. What's going on with this thing? No, let's straighten that on. We'll get a wiggle around while I've got the thing out. Okay, pair up. So let's do 1.9 ohm again. Get 2.7 ohms. So it does look like relay contacts then, doesn't it? So it's certainly better. What's this K15 doing? K15 does the 19k ohm range. Let's look at that 19k ohm. Alright. Let's look at 19 kilo ohms because that's the K15 relay we just swapped out. See that jumping everywhere? Yeah, that's a bad relay. Look at that. Yeah, there must be flicks in those contacts inside. That 19 ohms one as well. What's that? Which is dead. Okay. So I'm pretty sure we do have one relay to come in. So I just thought I need to clean this relay because this one's definitely playing up. So I think I'm going to have to pull this one open and try and give it a bit of a clean inside. That's going to be interesting. I have to get it like a bit of paper or something. Ah dear. You would build a rig to exercise the relays. Yeah. Stream health is getting a bit dodgy. Let me just reduce the bit rate a little bit. My stream is struggling. Oh, it's just oxidization. You know, you've got airs around it. You know, this isn't a sealed enclosure. There's no fan, but it's not sealed. So you can get moisture in there, or you know, whatever's in the air could get into it. Could even be smokers. Who knows? Yeah. So we'll give this a relay clean. We'll see how we go. Just put this out of the way for the time being. So, any recommendations of what I should use? IPA? Something else? Things the gold-plated contacts and stuff like that. It's all high precision. Yeah, lucky use is quite possible. I mean, I've been operating those relays and getting better and better, but not enough for me to be confident they're reliable. Yeah, my stream is struggling. This is not good. Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull this one apart. So, you reckon IPA? Well, these look like gold. The whole thing looks like gold. Don't know if you can see it in there or not. But so it looks like gold, a whole lot. You know, there's the specs for it, in case you're interested. Anyway, I think I'll try a piece of paper and a bit of IPA. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. Well, I've got the opposite stuff here, but I don't know about the gold contact stuff. I've got these series. But I don't leave anything which could have residue after behind, you know. I know the IPA is pretty much good, but it does leave some behind. Yeah. I could use a little bit of this on a bit of paper and just rub it between the contacts and see what happens. So I could use IPA. Yeah, that's what I've got. Unfortunately, the lighting's on. Here we go. Any ideas? Because I know IPA is basically okay, but it does leave a little bit of residue. If you look, it does leave something behind. It's not perfect. And this one I've got is not very good anyway. I think that's possible. I've got this little piece of clean stuff. I might just use this. Fold it over. It's pretty soft. I don't want it snagging either. Mustn't snag on the contacts. Yeah, I think I'll use paper. I'll use a bit of paper. I'm not going to make it worse. That's true. That's true. I shouldn't make it worse. But equally, I don't want to accidentally damage a relay or something like that. I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to restore it back to original function. Is that a pop button? No, that's the retainer. It's fixed. So let's try and get this cover off. Hopefully without breaking it. Okay, I'm going to slide them down both sides. You can tell me up all the ways of it. So good. Spudgers. That's one. Is that you? I suppose it's not too bad. Spudge it down the side like that. It'll probably work, eh? Don't want to break the plastic either. Right, now how do I get that out? Oh, I've got to try and get this plastic housing off. I've got some spudgers chucked down the side to try and lift it off those plastic pins that are on the side there. I'm just trying to get in position so it'll actually be wedged off enough. Then I've got to try and somehow pull this housing off, or push the housing off, whichever way you want to see it. Just get in with these. See if I can pull the inside of that post here. No, it doesn't want to pull off. Well, this is going to be fun. I don't want to break it. Pop that over that pin. This is going to be fiddly, isn't it? Normally I'm not so worried about breaking relays, but in this particular case I don't want to have to deal with trying to replace the things. That does not want to move.